Hello everyone, welcome back to my character analysis series. In this episode we'll be featuring Dante from Devil May Cry. Alright, so first let's go over his mobility. Alright. In this game, Dante has a lot of mobility options, so you're going to be utilizing a lot of different ways to get in with him. For starters, as you can see his dash, it puts him pretty close to the ground, and it has pretty good speed and decent coverage, as well as his backdash, which is a backwards roll. So you'll be using these dashes a lot as they're pretty effective. His walk speed is decent. It's not bad, but it's not great either. And his wave dash works very well for getting him in, because it keeps him very low. He also has a teleport, but we'll be going over that later. So yeah, as you can see, these dashes are pretty effective, and you'll be able to get in pretty quickly. However, Dante does have a few other things that he can use to get in. He has a double jump and an air dash, but it's only a two-way air dash, so you can't go a whole lot of directions with it. But he still has plenty of tools in which to get in, which will be very helpful, because Dante is one of those characters where you need to get in, and you need to do it fast. Alright, so now let's take a look at his normals. Alright, so Dante's standing L, as you can see, can be spammed pretty well. It's not as good as the vanilla, but it's still decent. Does a little bit of damage and doesn't cost a lot of knockback, but you probably won't be using this for your anti-air. His crouching low, as you can see, is his gun just shooting, and it can be rapid fired to hit multiple times. If they're in the corner, it can hit up to 6 times before starting over. It has pretty bad range though. Dante's standing medium is probably going to be what you're going to want to use for your anti-air. It has better range, and it still comes out rather fast. His crouching medium it's probably the best of his crouching attacks, as it has the most range, and it'll be the most efficient one to use if you're using crouching. Dante's standing heavy, as you can see, causes a lot of knockback now, but it does decent damage, but not very practical outside of combos. And his crouching heavy is a multi-hitting move, which isn't really that practical. So you'll kind of want to you'll be wanting to stay away from a lot of Dante's crouching moves when possible. Dante's standing light comes out pretty fast and has an okay amount of range. It can be used very quickly in air. His jump medium has better range and still comes out rather fast though, and it can also cross opponents up rather quickly. And then we have Dante's standing heavy, which can cross people up, but as you can see, you have to be pretty low for it to be able to cross up. Otherwise, you're just going to keep whipping the hits. But it's still a pretty effective move to use in the air because it has a very good range. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at his specials, and there's a lot to cover in these. Alright. So Dante's first special is the scat shot, which is used by mashing heavy. Then he has the rainstorm, which is the air version of the guns. And the lower version of the guns is cold shower, and they OTG. And then that version of the guns where he's firing away is weasel shot, which is not bad for zoning. But yes, the cold shower OTGs, so those are if you're going to be using gun moves, you'll probably be using those the most. Although rain shower OTGs, there's no real way to follow up without an assist. Alright, so now we got the reverb shock. This move is actually pretty good. It comes up pretty fast, can be followed up with fireworks by mashing heavy, and it's pretty safe. Then we have the revolver, which it causes a heavy ground bounce if you started away from your opponent and the last move hits it well. And this move can also be followed up with fireworks by mashing heavy, but you won't be using it much. Then this is Jet Stream, which is it's Dante's most unsafe move on block, so you'll probably gotta be careful when using that. Then we have Dante's multi-lock, which can be charged for multiple hits, and if you hit L after activating it, you'll get the acid rain. what you saw. These projectiles are pretty helpful when charged up, but they're not super powerful. But as you can see, you can cancel the charging of that move with any standing attack. Alright, so now we have Crystal. Crystal can actually work as a shield against projectiles and it off the ground, but Cold Shower is a more effective way. The Million Carrots is the plus M version of Crystal, which also OTGs, and it knocks the opponent high, but the only way to follow it up is by using a hyper combo to cancel it. So it has limited ways to be followed up. Alright, and that right there was the Killer Bee. If you hit L again in the air, after that you will get the hammer, which is that. And the Killer Bee actually causes a sort of ground bounce, so you can follow it up if you're fast. Then we have the Airplane, and this is probably one of Dante's main projectiles. It can be charged, and as you see, the light one came out very fast. Then we have Skydance, which is one of his more unique moves, because it actually can reset ground bounces and wall bounces, depending on how it hits, or it can cause a ground bounce. So it's a pretty good move. Then we have Dante's Teleport, which is down S air trick. This is a very helpful tool for getting in, but it can't. Unfortunately, the teleport is punishable, and experienced players will punish you for it if you don't make it safe. Alright, then we have Dante's Hysteria, which is basically multi-homing rockets, and hitting heavy again will turn into a grappling hook, which you can follow up with a combo. I prefer using just the rockets, but the grapple is good in general. Alright, a few more of Dante's specials are the Stinger. This move is generally used for extending combos. You can cancel it into the multi-stab by mashing H, or you can also cancel it into bold move, and you can cancel even farther with bold canceling, but that will be another guide. Maybe, I'm not sure if I'll make that guide or not. But yes, it is a good move for extending combos, and if you don't know how to bold cancel, you can still use it if you have them in the corner, which is helpful. Alright, so now we've got now this move is Tempest. Yes, that's what it's called. Yes. Hitting L again will give you basically another one that does more damage. And this move actually off the ground, but it's not very effective off the ground. But it can also shield from projectiles. This is Volcano. It's another OTG, and this is another one of Dante's main moves. If it hits, it can be jump cancelled. And if you hit M again, you'll get the Beehive, which is a nice little combo of kicks. And then we have the Jam Session, which is a vertical pillar that can soak projectiles, and it can be looped. Alright, so now let's look at Dante's hypers. Dante's first level 1 hyper is the $1 million. It's also his only damaging level 1, hits 28 times without being mashed, but it is mashable for more damage. This will probably be the move you'll be ending most of your combos with unless you use a level 3. Dante's next hyper is the Devil Trigger, which allows him to regenerate health, and it gives him access to a flight mode, and it also will give him access to 2 more special moves. The Lightning Bolt, and it also give him access to like the Void, I think it is, which isn't used as much, and it only really hits in air, but it's still not bad. And Dante's level 3 is Devil Must Die. Cinematic level 3 with a decent amount of invincibility, as it can go through some other supers, and is very helpful if you can get it on a reaction if you know your opponent's gonna hit you, and it can also be used to end combos if you have the meter. Now let's take a look at Dante's assist. Dante's first assist is the Jam Session, and is my preferred assist. Dante's second assist is the Crystal, which OTGs still. Then Dante's last assist is the Weasel Shot, which is really only used for combo extension. Alright, so now let's look at a couple of basic Dante combos. Keep in mind that none of these combos require bold canceling, because I'm trying to keep it simple for people who don't know how to use Dante. This first combo is the one you guys see me use a lot online. It's not very good, and it only nets around 500,000 points of damage. But it's good if you want to guarantee kill a character, because that combo is very easy. And this combo is rather simple. It nets more damage than the other one, but you have to be close to get the light, medium, and heavy to connect. And Dante's last combo, this is probably the most damaging combo you can get without knowing bold canceling, as it nets around 670,000 points of damage. Alright, so now let's look at some tactics for Dante. First of all, with Dante, you're going to want to get in, and one of the best ways to do that, as we mentioned, is use his airplay assist and teleport behind it. Because if you time it right and they have to block the airplay, then they won't be able to punish your teleport. And you can also cross them up. And on incoming characters, you can use Acid Rain and teleport behind that for another cross up. You'll be doing this a lot with Dante. You'll want to use his wide variety of moves and projectiles to be able to get behind your opponent and use them for free combos. Most people do prefer the airplay, but you also have to keep in mind that this is how you play against Dante, is by knowing that he'll do this. So experienced players will probably be able to have a counter tactic to this, and you will have to get used to finding other ways in. You can also utilize his air dash as another way to get in. It is effective. And also remember to follow up his throws with range showers for more damage. It won't do very much, but it's still extra damage. And make sure to remember that if you want light, medium, and heavy to connect, you have to be extremely close to your opponent, because they cause much more knockback in this game. Well, that's basically it for this, guys. If you enjoyed it, give the video some likes. And I'll see you guys next time.